Okay, so this is the structure of male reproductive system. Male reproductive system, it consists of what? What is this structure? This is testes. Now, what is testes? Testes is the male reproductive system, and testes is produce sperm after puberty. What is the function of testes? Is to produce sperm after puberty. Another function of the testes is production of a hormone named testosterone. Now, what is the function of this hormone? It develops secondary sexual characteristics in male. Now, what are the secondary sexual characteristics in male which are present? Deepening of voice, facial hair, enlargement of penis, and hair appear in armpit and pubic region. You have to learn it. Okay. Now, this testis is located outside the body in the pouch-like extension of the skin, and this pouch-like extension of the skin is known as scrotum. Now, why testes are located outside the body in the pouch-like extension of the skin? Why it is not located inside the body? It is not located inside the body because production of sperm requires lower temperature than that of the body. So why it is located outside the body in the pouch-like extension of the skin? Because production of the sperm requires lower temperature than that of the body. Okay? This question, it comes in examination. Now, from the testis, there arises a coiled tubule which is known as, yeah, outside the testis, there present a coiled tubule which is known as epididymis. What is the name of it? Its name is epididymis. Now, what is the function of epididymis? Is to store sperm temporarily before ejaculation. Now, what is the meaning of ejaculation? Ejaculation means release of sperm outside the body is called ejaculation. Now, from the epididymis, there arise a tube which is known as sperm duct. It moves upward, loop over. This structure is known as ureter because we know that we have studied it in human excretory system, that this is kidney, this is ureter, this is urinary bladder, and this structure is known as urethra. Fine. So it will move upward, loop over the ureter of its own side, and loop over the ureter of its own side and open in the urethra. Where will it open? It will open in the urethra. Now, just before, observe it closely, just before it joins the urethra, a pair of gland opens into it. This pair of gland is known as seminal vesicle. Now, this is now not included in your syllabus. Seminal vesicle. Now, where it joins the urethra, where the sperm duct joins the urethra, a gland open into it which is known as prostate gland. Now, prostate gland is the part of your syllabus. Prostate gland, and just beneath the prostate gland there lies another gland whose name is Cowper's gland. Now, what is the function of these glands? Is to secrete a fluid, and this fluid along with the sperm is collectively called semen. Fine. Now, what is the function of this fluid? Is to provide transporting medium for the sperm so that sperm can swim in it. Plus, it will provide nourishment to the sperm because sperm is a living structure. It requires nourishment. Fine. Now, and then eventually it will release outside the body. This sperm will release outside the body through penis. Now, this structure is known as what? Penis. What is the name of this structure? This structure is known as what? Penis. Fine. Now, look at the side view. This is the side view of the male reproductive system. The male reproductive system, it consists of this pink structure is known as testis, as it's a side view. Now, from the testis, there arises a coiled tubule which is known as epididymis, where sperm stored temporarily before ejaculation. Now, The sperm duct will arise from each testis. It will move upward, loop over the ureter of its own side and open in the urethra. So this structure is labeled as ureter. This structure will be labeled as ureter because ureter sperm duct will loop over. The structure from which the sperm duct loop over, that structure is known as ureter, and this is known as sperm duct. Fine, this is known as sperm duct. Now where it joins the urethra, as it is urethra, now why it is urethra? Because it is arising from the urinary bladder, that's why it is called urethra. Now just before the sperm duct joins the urethra, a pair of gland open into, because it is side view, so we can see only one gland. This is known as seminal vesicle. Now where it joins the urethra, a gland open into it. This is known as what? Cowper's gland. And beneath the Cowper's gland there lies, this is called prostate gland, and beneath the prostate gland there lies Cowper's gland. You need to remember the prostate gland only, and where it is located? It is located where the two sperm duct joins the urethra. Urethra is the structure which is arising from the urinary bladder. This is known as what? Prostate gland. Now, as the person get older, there is an enlargement of this prostate gland. Now, what happened when the prostate gland it enlarge? It compress the urethra, and when the urethra it get compressed, then what happen? It will cause difficulty in urination. What will happen? It will cause difficulty in urination. Now this structure is known as penis, and what is the function of the penis? Penis is an erectile organ through which urine and sperm pass out. As it contains erectile tissue and blood filled spaces, so when these spaces get filled with blood, then the penis get erected ready for ejaculation. Clear?